Welcome to another episode of the Huron Valley Now podcast, where we tell inspiring stories of business, life, and giving back. Today I'm here with a local artist known for his murals all around the world, Austin Fabinski. Austin,
Hi.
do you want to tell us a little bit about how you got started as an artist and maybe how you got started in the unique world of murals?
So short but long story. I've been doing art my whole life. Like my earliest memory is being in my yard with a sketchbook with crayons and coloring, drawing animals and stuff. And that's what most of my subject matter is, animals. But I went to Huron Valley schools, and then I went to OU to become an art educator. And then I ended up getting a job in Huron Valley schools. So I kind of went full circle right there. And the funny thing is, like, my elementary art teacher became my teaching mentor in Huron Valley schools. And then after teaching a few years, I was like struggling a little, but then it's also like I wasn't able to create my own art because I was working multiple jobs to just stay afloat. And then in 2019, I decided to take the leap and go full-time artist. So with that, I got a mentor just to learn the business aspect because like I could do art. I went to school for it. Been doing commission art since high school, so always been doing art. But I was like, how do you become full-time? How do you make money and not be that starving artist mindset and just what everyone thinks about artists, which that's not really a thing anymore because of social media. So I started posting my art on social media. My mentor, Andrea Earhart, she's a muralist in Missouri. She has this artist academy group where she trains, mentors artists to become full-time artists. And she teaches the business side. So I learned the business side, became a full-time business, and you switch your mindset from being an artist to a business owner. And when you do that, it changes it because artists just want to create, yeah, but it's great just creating, but how do you make money off that? So I became an LLC, did marketing, did some sponsors, ads, just posting on social media, got TikTok, and made lots of videos and started going viral on that with my wood burning stuff. And then I eventually went to Missouri to do my first mural with Andrew and a group of us and learned the ins and outs of muraling and then started ever since. So I've been doing murals for almost 4 years now.
That's super cool.
So yeah, so now I'm technically a mentor in her group, and I help other artists do what I do. So it's cool, kind of cool.
That's awesome because it is so important, and they warned us so many times in school as I was becoming a chiropractor. Like, you want to be a great doc, but also you got to be good at business.
Yes.
And you can't forget about that.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you can't help anybody. You can't do any art.
Yep. So I literally was like, I have Mondays as my business day, which I hate the most because I hate doing that stuff. Eventually want to hire someone to do it for me, but at the moment it's just me, so I do it all. So you have to be your own market person, your planner, assistant, everything.
Yes, you do.
So, but it's great. Like I miss teaching. I love my students, but just wasn't fully fulfilled. And I love teaching. I was amazing at it. When I quit, I got hundreds of emails from student parents like, "What happened? Why are you not coming back? My student fell in love with art because of you." And I'm like, I appreciate it, but it's just something I had to do for myself. I couldn't like really tell them like I'm struggling and I had to do it because so. But it worked out, and I've gone back to Huron Valley and done murals for the schools, and I've done murals for half the district. So it was pretty cool, and that's like literally full circle. Even like after teaching, they still had me come back and wanted me to paint murals for those schools, so it was cool.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun watching your journey and seeing the different murals you're doing pop up around town.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them, they're real vibrant, they're colorful, they're fun, and they're impactful. People love taking pictures with them.
Oh yeah, if you do an interactive mural and like people can really be part of the art itself. And then for business people, like if it's a business's mural, if it's interactive, it can be great for social media. Like they can tell, let's say like it's a shake place. Take a picture with the mural with my shake, post it, tag us, and you can get $1 or something off. It's great promotional stuff too, marketing. So like that's why I like reach out to businesses, but like this can help your business even before like just the atmosphere, changing your atmosphere and giving it a vibe. It can be totally beneficial for your business for promoting wise.
And what inspires the art pieces? Is that all on the business owner? Is that all on you? Is it a little mix?
Both. So like most people will give me like they have an idea, but they don't know how to complete the idea and what that would look like. And that's where the artist comes in and uses their creativity. And be like, I always tell my clients to like, hey, just go Google let's say you want a flower mural, but you can't think of which kind of flowers you want. Just go Google, and styles too. So it's like, go Google flower murals and see what you see out there, and then that helps me see what you're thinking, because I can't read your mind. And sometimes it's hard for someone to really articulate it. So it's like, go do some research, like go Pinterest, Google, all that, check it out. And that you'll see something that'll be like, or combine a few things, like I like that, and that. Combine it. And I'm like, that's my job, I can do it. So
makes a lot of sense. It's really relating to like when I go in to get a haircut.
Yep.
Go in there with a couple of pictures. I'm like, make it work for me though. Use your art.
yes, like you're the professional,
Yes.
you know, like, okay, you see my head, you see my hair and how it is. You let me know if this is actually good for my hair. Because everyone's hair is different. Like my dad went to cosmetology school, so he taught me to cut guys' hair, and I cut his hair for the longest time. And I was like, he was teaching me, and I'm like, I get it. So it's like, everyone's head's different, but everyone's like, everyone can't have that trending haircut either, because it's not going to work for their hair.
Yes, a lot of the time I'll go in there with like a hairstyle that's definitely not for my hair.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I want it to look like this.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, I'll get you close.
Yeah.
I'll work my magic.
Mm-hmm. Or for someone like me that going bald, and it's like, I just accept it and I just go for it. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh no, I want that, keep it as long as possible. No, I'm like, nope, I'm just getting rid of it. If it's going, it's going.
I love that. And so you were talking about teaching. How does that influence your art, if it does at all?
I love going back to schools and doing murals. That's one of my favorite things, because it's just like me giving back still as an art teacher, I feel like, in a little bit. And I do give schools discounts and stuff because I understand the school system. I know funding. I know that a district will say all these schools we're one, but every school in a district has different funding. And if they have a PTA, they may have more money than other schools because they're doing fundraisers and raising money. And then some schools don't even know about certain fundraisers, and I educate them, like the staff. I'm like, have you done this, this, and this? And they're like, we didn't even know that was a thing. And I was like, yeah, like a lot of schools will fundraise first before they get a mural so they can get that money, because it's not cheap to get a mural. Like, you are getting a painting that's literally on a wall. I'm not just painting one color on a wall like just a professional painter. I'm an artist, and I'm painting a scene. I'm painting something that's complex, and it takes skill and time. So like my minimum is $1,000 for a mural, and that's like, after you think about taxes and supplies, you're still just getting a few $100s after that. So it's crazy. And people are like, oh, so now it's a lot. I'm like, but I'm not getting that $1,000.
Yes.
It's going into paint, it's going to taxes, and it's just, and then after you educate them about that, they're like, that makes so much sense. But right, that first thought, they're like, that's so much money. I'm like, but if you think about it, I'm not getting that money at all, but it's what it is. So I normally base my rate by square footage, and there's supplies, and then there's travel too. Like if I have, I've gone to the Dominican Republic, I've gone to Mexico, I have 4 states I have murals in. So one of my goals is to get a mural in every state. So it's like, yeah, travel is like, I'm not, you want me to come paint for you. I'm not paying for that myself. So travel sometimes gets involved too. So.
And so you've painted all over the place. What are some of your favorite projects you've worked on?
So I love grayscale. So I've done CJ's Brewery in Commerce, and I did a whole grayscale, a scene of their brewmaster brewing, and it's all grayscale, and I love painting that. It's just something about just the contrast of black and white and gray. It's my favorite. So, and I'm gonna be in Flint's Mural Festival the last week of September. I got into that, and I can do my own thing. So I really not gotten a job where I can just, here's your wall, let me just do whatever I want. So I'm gonna be doing an animal, I'm gonna do grayscale, it's gonna be sweet. I already done my mock-up, and I'm so excited to paint that. Because like normally my clients is commission, like they see a style that they want, and I can paint. Like I'm very versatile with styles, because I think being a teacher for that in my background, because I had to teach so many styles. So I'm very versed with being able to create different styles, abstract, realism, all that stuff.
You're like bringing their vision to life.
Yeah, see it, and it is, and I think that's why I've gotten a lot of murals, because of that versatile, being able to do all those things. Where a lot of artists will have their own little, just one niche, and doing that's harder to get jobs. Where if you can do more variety of stuff, you get more jobs to be able to do that. So, and I hand paint everything. So I do play with spray a little bit, but I hand paint everything. Most people think spray can when it comes to murals, and no, I'm like, I hand paint everything. So like, I go to the chiropractor after every mural because my back does not like me. So, but it has a different look, and I feel like it shows the skill level to be able to do that by hand. And I'm not saying bad things about spray, because I do spray myself, and spray is very difficult too. But the spray paint art style looks totally different than just actual paint style. So it's interesting.
Yeah, every brush has your personality.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Has all my sweat.
Oh yes. And you were talking about maybe some advertising opportunities or ways that these murals can be impactful for businesses. How have you seen that work out for people?
They've been helping get business and stuff. So it's like also like understanding that we are in a social media era, and majority of people are on social media. So like Facebook, you also know generational. Like I would say the older generation is on Facebook, older than me, and I'm 34. My age, millennials, were on Instagram, TikTok, and stuff, and then the new generation's TikTok and stuff. So you have to think long term too, like, and that's what I tell my clients too. Like, it takes time to build up, and I tell every business now that they should have a social media manager. But like, they should be making videos, posting pictures. It will bring in clients, and there's still a lot of businesses that are not on that train yet, and it amazes me. I'm like, you could be getting your stuff out there so much. You just put the time in, meaning you hire someone to put the time in it and stuff. And it takes a while. Social media is an up and down thing. Like, they change their algorithms all the time. But if you're consistent, it's all about being consistent. So if you're posting, like my first year out of teaching, I was posting 5-6 times a day, and I was going live every day. And that allowed me to get a 400K following on TikTok, because I was posting that much and my stuff was going viral. And I was making money off posting. They eventually started paying me to post. So that's pretty cool.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, so it's like, easy money. Something that I was already doing, now I'm just making money doing it too. And I was already had to do it for my business.
Yeah, you were getting paid to advertise.
Yep, so that was nice. So, and Instagram too, they started paying me to post too. So it's like, long game. You have to always think long game. And then when I'm mentoring other artists, you have to think long. It does not happen overnight. Some people do get lucky. Will be like, they make the right post and their stuff will be shot out there and they will just get a following. And it did happen to me. I did one post and I gained like 200K following just off one post. And I was like, well, that was unexpected, but amazing. And I was like, And then my post hit the news, and I got on national news in 21. I was on Fox. I made the list, which I didn't even know what the list was. It was, I'm like, my brother-in-law called me. He's like, "You're on the list." I'm like, "What's the list?" I don't know what that means. Is that cool? And he's like, "Yeah." It's like, he's like, "I used to watch it with my mom. It's in part of the news. Like, you're on the top 3 artists to look out for this year." I'm like, "Oh, cool. I didn't know." So that was for my wood burnings. So I would burn on the side and do fairs and stuff, and sell my wood burnings.
Your art has a unique way of bringing people together. How have you seen the sense of community kind of form around it? Maybe people sharing it on social or...
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing I've seen is my school ones. So like, cause I live in Huron Valley District too, so I get to see old students and stuff, and then I see parents and stuff, and they're talking to themselves about it. Like the Apollo Center, the early childhood center, I did outer space thing mural, and I put the alphabet on the stars, and then I put numbers on the stars, and they would pick up their kids, and they didn't even know the kids would count the stars and stuff, and they saw the parents all together. Like, that is amazing. And it really shows what murals can do too, but it can educate as well. So it can be bringing kids together to learn. It can bring ideas to parents where, like, other things besides just like worksheets and stuff, just the atmosphere around them, they're learning and stuff, and you can make it part of their learning experience as well. So like putting things on the walls and stuff can help teach. So, and then for community walls, like, I really would love to do a historic mural in Milford, just like an old photograph, and put it on like the community center or something, or just the Milford. So just one of those big walls out there that just be like, because I know Milford's very big on the historic side of things and want to keep it like that. So I was like, I really would love to do a historic mural for them. And that's my pitch right there too, to get that out there too. Manifest that.
So you were talking about how your murals can help educate the kids, and just in a passive way as people are walking by and they're interacting with the murals. But you also mentioned budgeting. What other kind of issues come up when you're making a public mural like that?
Most of the time, depending, like, for some people, like, I've had a story from a friend where, like, they closed a sidewalk for them to paint, and that was just a disturbance to people that would walk it every day. And so it's like, it's just those one few people that are like, that don't like change. And that's a big part. It was like, people are like, "Oh, well, I have to look at that." I'm like, yes, but it's not something offensive and stuff. It could be historic, it could be something about our history, or it could just bring beauty to the community itself. Like, it is art, and it's art appreciation. Like, would you really just want a bland brick wall, or you could have flowers and a bird looking like it's flying out of something, or a whole landscape, just to make it look like the landscape around the town that used to be. Like, so it's like, some people just don't like change, and you're always gonna get those haters and stuff, but then also you're gonna get those people like, you just made something beautiful for our town. You just made this ugly building something more and impactful. So that can give an awe statement to them. They're like, and they will freeze and like, just be in the moment for a second. That's always a big thing nowadays, that we're not in the moment. We're always doing this or talking, and just like, I feel like we forget just to be in the moment. Good example, a concert. You're not in the moment if you're recording it and watching it through your phone, when you should be experiencing, feeling it. And that's art, music, visual art. It's an experience, and it's a feeling you should be getting. And like, that's what I tell people that when they get a mural or they're buying my wood burning art, if you take a second and become in that moment, it's a calling. It's meant to be. Like, I had this person that bought a wood burning, he stared at it for 5 minutes and he was connecting with it. It was speaking to him. And that's what art does. If you allow it to speak to you, you know that's something that's special and it's meant for you alone. And that's what I tell people, especially art collectors, that they find these pieces that speak to them, and people are like, why do they don't have that much walls? Art collectors switch up their walls often. It's a good change, and all that art is speaking to them in a different way. And it could be through emotion, or it could be like a memory that connects, or like cardinals. We know cardinals, they say that if a cardinal's by you, a past loved ones, they are speaking to you or watching over you. That's a connection right there, and it's meaningful. And I think people forgot about that. So for those people who enjoy art, they still have that connection, that they know that it's something special.
Yeah, you've obviously got a lot of passion for what you do. What are some of your murals or art pieces that you're excited to work on?
I'm actually going to be doing a mural next week in Corktown. Corktown is opening a new tap house, and I get to paint beer and stuff. So I'm not a drinker, but I know that brings entertainment to people. It's a fun atmosphere and stuff. So I'm excited, and it's going to be interactive. So I'm really painting a draft spout where people can go under it and act like they're drinking. And that's fun. And then they can post that to social media, and people are like, this place is cool. This looks like a good time. And that's going to bring people in, customers in, because they might just want to even take a picture with the mural. And of course, they'll get to try different beers and stuff. So that's fun too for if you like that. But that's excitement for me. I'm excited to paint that because I know the possibilities that can come with it. So I'm excited for that one, and then I'm very excited for the Flint Mural Festival because I can do my style. So I can paint whatever I want and how I want it to look because I don't have any very limits to do it. They say no political, no, make sure it's appropriate. Of course, I'm going to paint something that's fun and cool and makes more people come to check it out and stuff. So I'm excited for those two projects.
I'm excited to see them popping up all over social media.
Oh, yeah.
And if people want to follow you on social media, where do they connect with you?
Also, Fabinski Art made it super easy. You just have to search my name. Just put art at the end of it for everything. So.
And that's your website too?
Yep, AwesomeFabinskiArt.com.
Yeah.
So I made sure for learning from business aspect to make it easy for people to find you. Okay, just search my name. You'll find myself easily. So
that's great advice. What other advice do you have for maybe some aspiring artists coming up in the community?
Don't be afraid to watch and study people that are already living your dream. So Andrea was living my dream. She makes $200K a year just doing art, doing her murals and stuff. And that's amazing. You don't hear that often. You don't, nowadays, for people, when you think artists, you're they're making bare minimum. An artist is making $200K a year. That's awesome, just by herself. And she's a strong businesswoman. I've watched her quote people. I've seen her talk to people, and she's just on point, and she gets all these huge murals and stuff. So one of my goals is also to do a skyscraper. One of the big murals, the whales in downtown Detroit. That would be amazing to do. That's one of my goals. So every time I'm around, I'm always oh, that's a blank wall. There could be a mural there. And it's how do you even make that happen? So it's you do a lot of homework and also connecting to people, networking to people, getting your name out there is big. So, but I always tell people if they're just starting out, pet portraits. It's always the best way to get your name out there. Whatever style, medium you do pet portraits. Everyone loves a painting or a drawing of their pet. And that's how I started. So I did a lot of pet portraits once I quit teaching. I was doing watercolor pet portraits. And then I eventually started wood burning and doing murals and stuff. And I still do watercolor commissions if I get it. But do I watercolor daily? No. But if I still get those random commissions, and I'm happy to do it because I remember that's what was my starting point for my business. So,
That's the secret.
yeah, secret. To get your name out there, draw people's dogs and cats or horses.
And so you mentioned some skyscrapers. Where do you see your career going in the long run? Where do you want to kind of evolve to?
I would really want to be a zoo / like museum because I love painting animals and stuff. I would love to paint for like those nature backdrops that you see when you go to murals and museums. Like, you have at zoos, you have the animals and stuff, but in the back, the walls are normally painted for their scenery, where you find them in their environment. So I would love to paint those. Like, I have a buddy that does it full time, and he's doing a Bass Pro Shop right now, and he's making $150K off just that one job. That's pretty much taking like 5 months.
That's
But
serious money.
that's crazy money, and I was like, for one job. So that, my buddy Mark, that's like, I'm like, you're living my dream, so I'm following you, and I'm gonna keep bugging you if you ever need assistance for one of the jobs, just get my name into that clientele, because those are big clientele. Bass Pro Shop, yeah. So they're opening a brand new one in Texas, and he's been down there painting all these walls for them and stuff. And I'm like, let me come down and help you, please. And he's fast, and his style is so realistic and stuff, and he just makes it look effortless. And I know it's not effortless. I know it takes so much skill to do that, making it look easy. So it's like, it's that appreciation too. It's like when an artist is giving you their quote for whatever it's gonna be, please, you understand you're paying for their experience, their skill, and just that time to be able to do that. And you have to understand that for certain artists, like, that's a 1% person to be able to do that, because not everyone can do that. So that's a specific field, and they're worth every penny if you find those artists. And I want to be one of those artists one day. Like, I'm on the right track, and I've always been long-term game. I struggled the first couple of years, especially after quitting teaching, because that was a consistent paycheck and stuff, but I don't regret my decision at all, because I'm my own boss now. I get to travel, paint. I might be going to Spain and Italy next year to do a mural. So me and my friends are working on that. So it's like, it's a dream job. It really is.
It's really exciting, and I'm excited to see you in some zoos.
Oh yeah. I did a View Fest last month or 2 months ago, and it was at the zoo, Detroit Zoo, and I'm like, I paint murals. The penguin exhibit needs murals. I was like, just putting that out there. I'm like, I will do it, like, volunteer and just do one wall just to get it into a zoo. And that's a start too. Like, you have a value for yourself, and you don't want to depreciate yourself and your profession, but sometimes you have to make it work long term. Like, maybe doing one little wall in a zoo, posting that, oh, a brand new zoo is opening in Massachusetts, something. They're like, can we fly you out and paint for us? You never know. And don't be shy, and you need to post to social media if you're an artist, because that changed the whole art profession. Because instead of like your small town seeing you, the world sees you now, and you can get the whole world to see you. And that's what's cool about social media.
And do you have a final thought or a motto or a mantra that you want to leave people with?
Create every day, because even though it's my job, it's satisfying because it's mentally great. It's meditative. You're being creative. That's great for your brain. And to create anything, even if it's crafting and stuff, like or go buy a coloring book and color. Be a kid again, and you'll be surprised how you feel after doing that for a week or two, coloring again. So try creating every day, if it's just coloring in a coloring book. And if your walls are boring, let's change that. Let's make it more and make it more fun. You could be living in a jungle right now in this backdrop. You can have all these leaves up here on these walls and just make it so much more fun and exciting. So, like, for example, sorry, one more thing. It's like, I had a client that wanted to go to their happy place every day. So I painted a beach in their garage so they could pull up to a beach every day. So they're coming home to their happy place. That's what makes art so awesome, because you can do that. So I want to drive up to a beach every day. I love the beach. That's my happy place too. Well, hearing the waves and stuff, I'm like, that's what I play on my TV when I'm just doing like laundry. I just put waves on and I love just hearing them. Totally to have a house in Florida one day.
Well, I really love your message. Thank you for joining us for this episode.
Thank you for having me.
Make sure to go and follow him, Austin Fabinski Art.
Yep. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all those things. Check out my website.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
This episode was sponsored by the Cairo Tribe Chiropractic.
When you're ready to embrace a healthier perspective tailored to your needs, discover a world of wellness with the Cairo Tribe.
Everybody say, bring not bone alone. Come on, bring not bone alone.
At the Cairo Tribe, we specialize in easing daily pains and discomforts at our House of Wellness, where we focus on what truly works for you.
Everybody say, bring not bone. Hey, bring not bone alone. Everybody say, bring not bone alone. Yeah.
Experience the difference at Cairo Tribe Chiropractic and Wellness in Highland. Call or text at 248-800-6214